Hi, I'm Tom Rossiter. I'm an RTA rep and co-chair of the RTA Fix Tier 6 committee. This is...
And I'm Aaron Santiago. I'm a middle school science teacher.
Today we're going to talk about retirement, even though retirement is incredibly boring and most people don't think about it until you get close to that age. But it's incredibly important, especially hopefully when you learn about how bad our retirement is for our young professionals today. So do you know about your retirement? Do you know what tier you're in? Do you know anything about it?
I have not thought about it too much. I know I started in 2019. All I know is they said that I was in tier 6.
You would be in tier 6. Tier 6 is anything April 1st, 2012 or since. Tier 5 was really short from January 1st, 2010 through March 31st, 2012. Both of those tiers, your retirement is not nearly as good as tier 4, which came before that, where I am. And we're going to talk about some differences in that today. So what do you know about your retirement?
I know absolutely nothing. I know that I got retirement fund set up. I know that my special ed teacher, co-teacher, she's at 55 right now. She's going to retire, I believe, this year. So I imagine that that's about the time I should be thinking about for retirement.
Unfortunately, tier 6, you cannot retire until you're 63, not 55. So in tier 4, you can retire at 55 with 30 years worth of service for a full pension. You cannot retire without penalty until you are 63.
Why?
When you do work until you're 63, if you decide to retire then, you'll get a full pension. If you decide to retire early, there's penalties.
Penalties?
So you don't get your full pension. If you got to 55 and 30, like somebody in tier 4 like me, you would have penalties that are very excessive. I get 60% of my final 3-year average salary. So they take the final 3 years, which hopefully you're making the most money of your career, take the average of that, I would get 60% of that. If you decided to retire at 55, 30, the same teaching career I had, just starting later, you would get 26.4% of your final 5-year average salary.
From 60 to 26%?
60 to 26.4%.
Oh, yeah, the 0.4 matters.
The 0.4 matters.
Okay, then what can I do then?
So before we even get to what you can do, there's even more bad news.
Okay.
I only contribute for 10 years. I have to contribute 3% of my salary into my retirement for 10 years. I've actually already passed that threshold, so I don't have to contribute anymore. You, unfortunately, will have to contribute between 3 and 6% of your salary your entire career to your retirement. The percentage goes up as you make more money throughout your career, so you'll hopefully end contributing 6% when you go to retire. So you will contribute way more money than I ever will.
Yeah.
And until you get to that retirement age, you will be paying into your retirement the entire time, where I am done.
That's not great.
That's not good. And it's not fair, it's not equitable.
Yeah.
So we need to start changing that process. We need to start changing, and unfortunately it's just a legislative fix. It is New York State legislature can fix it, and that's the only people that can fix it.
So what does that mean? How do we get that change to then happen?
So right now, NYSET, your state, New York State United Teachers, is doing a Fix Tier 6 campaign, where we're gonna fix Tier 6 as well as Tier 5, it just doesn't rhyme. Where we fix your retirement to make it better and more equitable to people in Tier 4 like me.
Okay.
We have already been pushing and working on that for years and have made small improvements. It used to take 10 years to get vested in your retirement, where you would get something. Last year, the legislature moved that down to 5 years. So even if you work for 5 years in the profession, you'll still get something at a retirement, which is a positive, but there's still many things that need to be improved.
Hi everyone, I'm Maria Gonzalez, RTA's co-chair of the Fix Tier 6 committee. I am here to tell you how we can help our colleagues in Tier 6 after hearing what a terrible pension system they will have if we don't do something about it. You will receive one of these brochures at your schools where you can scan the QR code and sign up at the Fix Tier 6 campaign.
You'll have to type in your name, your Rochester Teachers Association is your local, and use your personal email address. Do not use your school email address when they ask for that.
I'm sure most of us in Tier 4 remember that we didn't always enjoy what we have today. Initially, Tier 4 members were expected to pay 3% of their salary into the retirement system up until the day they retired. However, our colleagues in Tier 1 and Tier 2 fought for us, and they were able to change legislation so that our contributions were capped after 10 years.
Everyone should sign up because it's important for Tier 4 people, Tier 5 people, Tier 6 people, the Tier 3 people that are left around, to all advocate, because it's an important step for all of our profession so that everyone has a dignified retirement and we are all more equitable together in our retirement.
It is now our turn to fight not just for our colleagues in Tier 6, but to fight for the dignity of our profession, to fight for everything that education entails. We need your support. There is great power in numbers, and we can change legislation if you join us today. Thank you.